One, two. All right. There we go. And we are live right now. Sorry about the delay. This is a Swanee Memorial 2016 held at on Cue Billiards in La Mesa, California. This is Ra Hanna, MWSTOTW, signing in, and we are watching Beau Runningen versus Damian Rebman. And his score is 1-0 for Beau Runningen. Flying solo right now to one of my compatriots come in. It's me and Stephen Kwan, and we're going to have a good day of pool today. We have some quality matches coming up, so just bear with me. Beau Runningen got a little out of line on this 6 ball. Does not pass the 9. He's going to have to play safe here unless he wants to jump out the window and back cut to 6. And there he goes. He used the 9 ball as a stopper to impede the progress of the cue ball. He's still not out of the woods here. A long shot on the 7. All right, and that was a good shot by Mr. Runningen to go ahead and move up to 2-0. And it's Mr. Rebman's break. I've heard of Damian Rebman. I have not seen him, but I've heard of him. He's a good player. Local player. If we had a camera to pan around, the room is still packed down here at On Cue. The railbirds are resting. I look around the room, I see Santos Sambajon, Larry Bond, my man Clint Palacci, Sean Murphy, Sal Butera. During the day, I'll see if I can get you some scores, but it's pretty tough here. The room is spread out, and I'm in the corner. So I'm going to do the best that I can for you guys today. Beau Runningen to break. He makes the head ball, and he's going to get a well, he had a good shot on the 3 ball. Mr. Rebman's breaking. I'm sorry about that. Both similar in stature. Okay, he has a long shot into the corner for the 4 ball, but that position zone will lead him to having a very sharp angle on the 5 ball. He's going to have to hit a good shot here if he wants to gain position to that 5. What a shot. Great shot by Damian. I think he's looking to play this 6 ball in the side. 1 rail. Maybe 2. And he bobbled it. He wanted to get down under that 6 ball to play it in the side. Having an easier angle to go to the 7. But he just turned the table back over to Beau. And he's going to have to right this ship soon, or else he's going to be looking at 3-0. Clean stroke by Beau. Sponsored by On the Wire. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Kamui, Chalk, and Cheqio. You can view their wares at www.cheqio.com. He's going to have to creep up on this rail to get a good shot on that 8 ball. He would like to be a little straighter, but no hill for a climber. Little draw shot here. Play a little one pocket, playing both in the same hole. And Mr. Runningen should be out. Good shot. And Beau Runningen does move ahead 3-0 by an unfortunate miss on the 5 ball by Mr. Rebman. It is now Beau Runningen's break. This is the Swanee Memorial from Cue Billiards in La Mesa, California, sponsored by Kamui Products and Cheqio. This is a CSI CueSports international production, and we thank them for what they do for the world of billiards. Get ready in the summertime, BCAPL. I'm going to have the Fargo rate update for you in 1 second as we get acclimated to our conditions here. So right now, Fargo rate has Beau Runningen at a 90% chance to win this match and Mr. Rebman at a 10% deficit. Beau pockets the ball. He has a makeable shot on the 2 ball. And this is the key right here. Obtaining a good angle on that 5 ball. He's looking at his return angle. Beau's a very deliberate player. Even though he's changed his style a little bit this year, he's a little bit faster and a little bit looser. He tends to get bogged down sometime in his head, but he's been staying in action quite a bit, and seems like he's regaining this game. Also like to say hello to my compatriot, Mr. Oscar Dominguez, early in the morning. And I just like to say that I have so many friends. I just love meeting new people and doing new things. And Stephen Kwan is doing an extraordinary job here, providing all the camera angles and the audio for CSI. And he's a nice guy to boot. Okay, Beau Runningen is looking real steady this match. He seemed to have found his pace early here today. And that's going to go ahead and put him at 4-0. I also see Vegas local Attila Chorba, Tyler Van Wolven, Ben Umall, Johnny Kang is still around. Ozzie Reynolds. This is the first time I've seen Ozzie play. The guy holds a good stick. He can put it down. Also, Ruben Bautista Escalera is in the house. Mr. Rebman to break. He pockets that wing ball and has a makeable shot on the 1. I think he's looking to play them both in the side pocket unless he bumps to 2 and goes up table, but I don't think he wants to do that. Nice deliberate stroke from Damian. It's good that when you're down, you still rely on your fundamentals to get yourself back into the game. As amateurs, sometimes we rush and on a fight you think about the score. You have to rely on your fundamentals when you're not playing well or when you're trying to get yourself back into the game. And don't be too mindful of the score. Nice 2-rail route to the 4-ball here. He doesn't want to get too flat. There he goes. He has a nice 1-rail angle now to come to the 5-ball. The cue ball is going to have to do a little traveling here if he wants to play the 6 in the lower corner. To play the 7 and opposite, I think he's going to have to go around table unless he's just going to go forward. No, he went around. Coming into the angle of the shot instead of fighting the position zone, instead of rolling into it or going across it. Okay, he wanted a slightly better angle than this, but this should be in his wheelhouse. He's going to have to turn the cue ball loose a little bit, but I'm looking for Mr. Rebman to get out here. He recovered well there. Great shot. And he takes that down. Oh. A little scared there for the fans. And Damian's on the board. Score is now 4-1. We'll have adjustment in the Fargo rating. It'll be 91% for Mr. Runningen and now 9% for Damian. Once again, you're watching a CSI production, CueSports International. Thank our sponsors, Kamui Products and Cheqio, www.cheqio.com. This is the Swanee Memorial 2016. While I'm at it, a nice hello to John Bertone of Kamui Products, doing great things for our sport. We respect you. Thank you for all you do. Mr. Runningen pockets 2 balls. Has a thin cut on the 1. The good thing about it is that if he does, he'd like to take the shot on the cue ball will be traveling up on a tangent towards that 2 ball. He might be looking to maybe, where he's landing right there, then he'd have to go in a little bit or maybe up and down. Tendency on this shot, if you baby this shot, you're going to underrun your position. You have to be confident and know the path of the cue ball. And that's how you play that shot. He still has his work cut out for him, but very makeable. Nice draw stroke by Mr. Runningen. He has a similar shot to the one ball, but this one he could actually baby if he wanted to fall into the position zone from here. Mr. Runningen got a little fortunate there with the good bump on the 5. It could have been, could have ended up worse. Rule of thumb, do not bump balls unless you have to, folks. Beau's waiting for Sean Murphy to shoot his shot on the opposite table. He's playing CSI's own Ozzie Reynolds. All right, Beau Runningen is studying his shot. Nice stroke on that ball. Nothing tentative about that shot once he made up his mind. That's one of his strengths. He is a great shot maker, and he has rock solid fundamentals. And he let up on that ball right there because he knows that he shouldn't have rolled that ball. He should have went back and forth. That's not a mistake you want to make. It's the difference between 5-1 and you're giving this guy life. So Mr. Rebman is going to go ahead and take control and steal this game from Mr. Runningen. It's always the commentator's curse. You say something good about a player and they leave you in a lurch. All right, we have action. 4-2. Beau Runningen still leading over Mr. Rebman, but Mr. Rebman to break. 4-2. Once again, make sure you make room on your calendars for the BCAPL 40th extravaganza. We'll have more news on that in a while, but it's going to be a great event. 10 days of non-stop pool. You got to love it. Damian took a lot of velocity off that break in hopes of controlling the outcomes of the balls after the break. He ended up being able to see the 1, but tree-topped by the 6. So I think we're looking at a safety here. Unless he plays the 1. He might elect to play the 1 off the 7, but I doubt it. Whatever shot he decides to take on, it's going to be difficult because the safety is difficult because of the position of the cue ball over the 6.
No, but who has two?
I think he does.
Say it.
Yeah, and the score is Sean Murphy right now currently sitting at 2 and Ozzie Reynolds at 1. Damian's electing to push here. He's probably was looking for the kick and stick. Top rail, kick the one ball down, table one pocket style, in hopes of snookering your opponent. The thing that he might want to remember is that Beau really loves the safe game. And if there's a good window for him to hit this return safety, he will. He might just elect to try to cut this ball right in. And Beau did indeed make that ball. He might make the 9 ball. Whoa. I don't think Damian expected that to happen. But Beau is a great shot maker. Still has his work cut out for him because the 3 balls on the same side of the table as that 2. Nice level cue. Clean stroke to draw this ball to shoot that 3 in the same pocket. A note to the amateurs out there, Beau missed a ball to go up 5-1. And you can see that it's out of his psyche already. He's just back down, getting into the business of making balls. And that's the difference. And I said it again, and he does it again. Whoa, that ball limped in. He used all of that pocket available. But it's only when he lets up on his stroke does that happen, when you're trying to hold balls. I think it's better if you are able to let your stroke out. I know it's not optimal all the time, but if it's available, choose the route that you're going to be able to put a full, good, clean stroke on the ball. You want to make sure you pocket this ball clean so you keep the angle on the 7. Like that. And now it's just a matter of staying in line to finish this pattern. I think he plays the 8 ball in the same pocket as the 7. But we'll see. And now a stop shot or maybe a little draw shot to take care of business. Let's see. He might elect to go forward. He has a small angle here. But yeah, he's drawn. And Mr. Rebman says, okay, I've seen enough. And Beau Runningen moves ahead 5-2. Like I said, if we had a good camera pan around the room is still, the Railbirds are still here. They love action. They're here supporting the room, and there's lots of good players here, lots of good pool left here today. I'm glad you can join us here at CSI CueSports International, the Swanee Memorial 2016, sponsored by Kamui Products and Cheqio, www.cheqio.com. It's the Lone Ranger right now, Mr. Ra Hanna, representing with my man Stephen Guan and doing what I love. Beau is breaking the balls well. He's backing off on the velocity to gain control, which is what I think you should do once you figure out the break. Because a good player is going to run out if the table is nice and open. You get these little patty cake spreads, and it's tough to catch somebody when they're consistently running out on their break, holding serve as it will. Looks like Beau's going to play the 5 in the side pocket. He wants to dog-proof this layout by giving himself a good angle on this 6 ball. He chooses to roll up. He's right on time. Beau's going to use a little outside English to pocket this 6 ball and go up table to shoot that 7. A little bridge work here. A little draw drag stop shot there, shoot the 9 in the corner to go ahead and get to the hill. And he does just that. Mr. Runningen is now on the hill. The score is 6-2. This is the Swanee 2016 Memorial, held at Cue Billiards in La Mesa, California, sponsored by Kamui Products and Cheqio. If you're not familiar with Cheqio, you can look up their wares at www.cheqio.com. It is a sports fitness energy program. It has a drink and capsules. I've heard it's all the rage, so make sure you head to their website. Give them a shout and tell them CSI sent you. All right, and the Fargo rate has been updated, and Mr. Runningen is sitting at 98% and Mr. Rebman at 2%. Damian to break. The head ball went above the side pocket. If he had a chance to look back at it, he's left Beau a wide open table with a good starter shot on the 1 ball. Ill-advised time to snooker yourself, Mr. Runningen. He saw that route. He didn't apply the proper stroke to that ball. And as a result, he is now snookered behind the 8. And I think from this angle, he's looking at a Mesa to this 2-ball and at tight quarters. He hit a good shot, but unfortunately fouled it right in. Good opportunity for Damian. Ball in hand with the balls all in the same quadrant. Once he figures out the correct line, this should be a stop-out festival. All right. Nice 2-rail position to the 6-ball here. That's a good way to pick up where your opponent left off. Nice and smooth, and make sure you take advantage. And he goes ahead and makes it 6-3. So Beau Runningen snookered himself, then made a good masse shot to pocket the ball, but the cue ball fouled it right in, resulting in ball in hand for Mr. Rebman and moving the score up to 6-3. Beautiful day here in San Diego. A great day for pool. Thank you all for joining us, and stay with us. We have a full day of great matches coming at the first Moscone Cup point-enabled tournament on the West Coast. Cue Billiards has that distinction of having that first tournament, the first of many. Beau put a little more power in that break than the others. I think a little frustration crept in right there. And that's what Sal Butera had told me one time. He said, when you don't get out when you're supposed to and you're on the hill, there's a lot of pressure for yourself. So you want to make sure that when you get up there, you're going to have a little extra testosterone. And you don't want to do that. You just want to do what got you to the dance. Stick with your fundamentals, stick with what's working, and stay within yourself. It looked like Damian's electing to choose where to push. Last time he pushed, Beau made the ball and got out. So I don't think he wants to do that. Well, I don't know. This is a little ill-advised. Unless he has more of the edge of that ball than what we can see right here, which I don't think he does. Or maybe he's going to attempt a slight swerve shot around the 8-ball. I think at this juncture right here, he does not have to shoot this shot. That's exactly what he's doing. He's going to kick the one ball up table in hopes of creating some separation on these balls. Problem is the 8 and the 7 are big, and they're going to the same quadrant, but valiant effort. Where he's left with Beau a wide open shot on the 1 to the side pocket. He has a lot of maneuvering to do right now. He needs to gather himself and execute his plan. One shot at a time. Trying to make sure he's on the right line here. It's difficult because he's by the 9 ball, a little jacked up, but he got there. Good display of focus by Mr. Runningen. And this could be the key shot of this game right here, from the 3 to the 4. He's overruled his position again. Maybe he has enough to swerve this ball around the 5. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's cueing. He's cueing like he has enough. He's probably a little shocked by the presence of the 5 ball, but I think he might have just enough to slide it on in. He's gonna have to do some work though. And that's what he did. What a good shot by Beau Runningen right there. And that's what happens. As amateur players, we get out of line, we do not get out. A pro player gets out of line and he still finds a way to get out or finds a way to win. Mr. Runningen 4 balls away from taking this down. 1 rail follow shot here. Falling right into the position zone. Left himself a good angle to get on the 9 in that top corner. Some people go 1 rail here. I think the 2nd rail ensures that you're coming back into the position zone. Let's see how he plays it. He does exactly that. 2 rails right into the zone for the ball. And Damian says, I've seen enough. And that's a good match. I love that. These guys play and they're competitive, but they're respectful of each other's games. Beau Runningen takes that down 7-3. We'll have another match coming up at 10:15. So stay with us here at CSI.